My journey of change started when I was 22. I just moved to Northern Ireland from Canada, and it was a move that probably saved my life. After a chaotic, lonely, and unsettled 7 years, I finally made a decision to join my grandparents and sisters in a place I would finally call home. My life felt flawed in every way possible. So flawed that when I was doing bad things, I felt like I was being rewarded for it. For doing the good things I did, I was being punished. I didn't know which way to turn. It was easier to do the bad. I had no father or male figure to guide me through life, but I had my mom, who was always my best friend. We had no secrets. She made no judgments and there were no rules. But what seemed amazing proved to be destroying, as it had a detrimental effect on my childhood into adulthood. School was tough. I had moved into 13 different places over several years. During this time, I never had a stable home and I never had a bed, except on one occasion where I had an air mattress. As a young child and a teenager, I slept on floors, sofas, just really whatever I could lay my head on. From a young age, my mom had turned to drugs, and I watched her turn from a beautiful diamond to dust. It happened so quick. One day, I was 14 years old. She had just disappeared from my life. The timeline's a little bit hazy, but it was around 7 years. During this time, I had seen her on and off, but on one occasion she didn't even recognize me. So 14 and on my own resulted in homelessness. Finding a place to sleep on the streets of Canada every night, fending for myself and surviving. I learned to survive on my own with no place to call home. I'd been totally abandoned. 1 year before I left my chaotic life in Canada, my mom found out she was ill. She had a fear of death, and again, I became the parent. I looked after her for a whole year while she stayed in a motel and I lived on the streets. But she was in too deep, and made choices that would never benefit me. I felt taken advantage of. Again. After an attempt at stabbing on me and death threat, I moved to Ireland to save my life. It was the best decision I ever made. I had found my safe place. I was living with my amazing grandparents and feeling what it was like for someone to look after me, to have my own home, my own room, and to finally have a bed. I now knew what it was like to feel settled and to start anew. Life did not become easy though. I had a diagnosis of bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety, and PTSD. For me to live on my own, I would need to focus on my mental health. I had been let down over and over again by my mental health services, and in no way was ready to be in my own house. It was at this point that I was referred to Max, and to be honest, I really didn't know how things were going to improve for me. I was in such a dark place. I didn't like people, I didn't trust people, and I'd been let down by so many of whom I'd trusted before. It was easier to not let new people in. I started to meet with my Max worker and I realized I could trust again. I actually remember the exact moment I knew she was there for me, not because it was her job, but because she actually cared. I received help with my mental health. She listened to me. She guided me. She sorted my money and was there for me through all the things that had caused me such anxiety. I was being guided out of the dark place. Throughout my journey with Max, I have been through so much. I have goals. I know what I now want, and I know I can get it. I also welcome my beautiful daughter into the world who makes me want to live every single day. She has turned my world the right side up. I had so many fears of being a dad, but I was able to talk these things through rather than keeping them inside. I will now make new memories, happy ones, and no longer will allow depression, sorrow, and pain to take my energy away. With Max, I had someone. I had a person outside of my family who helped knock my walls down and didn't want to take something from me in return. My next chapter is to get my own home. A home for me and my daughter, to build her everything that I didn't have, and to make sure that no matter what, she will always have a bed. I am not limited. I am limitless.